Hey there, it's another tarot sesh. I'm the Can Astrologer. My name is Abby, and this is the July 2025 full moon reading for Virgo. Virgo, let's get into this. The song that I had on pre-shuffle for you when I was getting the cards together, it's called Hostage by Plume. And the lyrics, they just repeat like the entire song, but it says, I want to be alone, alone with you. Does that make sense? I want to steal your soul and hide you in my treasure chest. I don't know what to do with your kiss on my neck. I don't know what feels true, but this feels right, so stay a sec. And it just kind of repeats. So this is like somebody who's confused about a relationship but likes the way it feels or likes the way that the direction that it's taking. Or maybe this is somebody that like wants to learn more about another person. It's kind of just like the vibe that I'm getting. So welcome back to my returning subscribers. Oh, you guys had some cards fall out. Great. That'll be your main message. Welcome back to all of my returning subscribers. You guys know that at the end of every year, I do a predictions reading for all of the upcoming full moons. And so we'll be going over what those predictions were at the end of the year and compare how it aligns with today's reading. So the first two cards that fell out, and I'm just going to read the main message. Drink water and mind your own fucking business. Enough said. That's literally like the message of the card. That's it. So you could be needing to drink some extra water, which is weird. I was just listening to another reading. It was a Scorpio reading for myself, but right as I was like in need of water, I was parched and like my lips were dry and wasn't feeling very well because I was dehydrated. And the reader was saying that and saying, you know, somebody's dehydrated and needs water. And I feel like I'm, you know, Virgo, I'm reaching out to you saying the same thing. Somebody needs to drink some water and mind your own business and just like hydrate yourself, right? And then next message is, it's up to you to find the beauty in the ugliest days. So you could be having some like, you know, hard times, hard days, but it's like you still have to look for the silver lining. Okay, and then this is your main message. You are not your situation. So one of the keys to becoming spiritual AF is to define who you are by something deeper inside yourself and further outside yourself than the world can touch. You are someone, even if you're not your financial situation, your job, your relationships, or even your body. Find out who that person is and you'll be unfuckwithable. Hint, you'll probably have to do some soul searching. So this is somebody who needs to go within, realize that you are not the situation that you are in. It will not define you. Believe me, I know from experience. It's like just because you experience hard times doesn't mean that you're going to be living in that hard time for the rest of your life. In fact, it's hard times that trains us, teaches us. The lessons become the blessings, and that's what teaches us strength and gives us courage. So let's see and get what you guys have been experiencing, get into that with the T. The T is all the underlying energy going into the reading, so it's like background story. So let's get this for Virgo. What do we have for July 2025 Virgo, please? Wow. You just had a bunch fall out. Hold on, I'm going to take that, and that, like that. What else for Virgo? Underneath the deck, we have bell and an announcement. So there was some kind of an announcement, or this could be dealing with one. What else for Virgo? Okay. Underneath the deck, cat, a two-faced friend. So there'll be some kind of an announcement. It could be dealing with a two-faced friend. The two-faced friend could be making the announcement. Okay, so this is what we've got leading up to the main tarot reading, the main situation. Now, us also understand this is all in the past, but it doesn't have to be one specific storyline. It could be bits and pieces. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, we start out with whale, great worry over nothing. So whatever this is, or it's a situation where there's great worry over nothing. We've got a chain of events that will affect your life. Could have had to do with something that took place during February, or you could be dealing with somebody who was born in February. Then we have barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. There could have been a split up, I'm feeling, for some of you, with a fair man dealing with a relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Others of you, it could have just been, you know, something that you're lacking and then enter a fair man, or it could be dealing with something like that. Then we have cup. You should, I can't even talk. You should accept valid criticism. You could have been getting valid criticism or criticism from a fair man. We have fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Somebody may have not been able to accept valid criticism. And then we have peacock, beware of great pride. I am feeling a little bit of ego as I talk about this, so there could be that, whether it's you or the other person. So then we have kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead, and that's where this leaves off. Now, when I see a kangaroo and her little child, her little roo, I always feel like that's like a mama and a child. So we're, you know, building up into the main message for July 2025, there could be, you know, unsettled times. Somebody needs to plan ahead for something, but we're going to use the Pot Tarot. I just got this from a friend, and this has been a great deck. So I'm going to use the Pot Tarot for the main theme, and then we're going to clarify each card. So let's get into this. What do we have for Virgo, please? Heart, peace, power, protection, prosperity for the greater good. So mote it be. Thank you, spirits. Okay, so underneath the deck, the energy going into this, it's the Fool. So this is a new beginning. It's the start of a brand new cycle in some way, shape, or form. It could be a relationship. It could be a new job. It could be a new, you know, start a life or venture or something like that. This could be somebody taking a leap of faith into something new. This also could be somebody acting very foolishly. Okay, I'm going to get one more for that. Okay. Wow. So, underneath the deck, we've got the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands is all about, passion. It could be passion towards a person, passion towards what you're passionate about. If it's towards a person, it could be romantic or platonic. If it's towards what you're passionate about, it's more about like work, finance, passion projects, things like that, right? So this is very interesting. You guys have been dealing with a lot, and I see that very clearly. We start out with the also underneath the deck, that Wands energy is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or it's just like passionate, fiery energy that you've been feeling, which we saw with fire, strong emotion, fire energy, okay? Now, we start out with the Knight of Buds. That's the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight in the deck, super slow, okay? But what he brings with him is a lot of success or promise of success. It could be money, it could be material things, it could be stability, you know, but it takes forever to get there, right? You have to either work really hard for it over a long period of time, or it's just something that, you know, develops over time, right? So then in the main energy, we've got the set, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the 8 of Swords. So somebody's in their head. And I called for 3 cards. This fell out right on top of each other, and I was called to take this as one, right? So it's the 8 of Swords with the Devil. So the Devil is all about toxicity, and it could be toxicity of any kind. It could be, you know, it can be alcohol. It can be, you know, toxic substances. It can be fear, anxiety, over worrying. It can be overeating, over exercising. It could be anything, right? Mental. Wow, it even could be like, some kind of like mental disability or something like that. Because when I see, this is all about anxiety and fear. It's somebody that's in their own head, but they can also get themselves out of it with the Eight of Swords, which is the Eight of Pipes, Eight of Air, right? Now, the devil, like I said, is toxicity of any kind. And that's definitely like it's somebody who cannot get out of their head. They're in a constant state of fear. Or it's like some constant state of negativity that they don't feel like their pinnacle is ever going to come in. So then in the future position, we have the Moon card. The Moon is about hidden secrets. It's also about being careful of things that aren't really there. And so that's where I'm like seeing like a mental disability. So let's get some clarification. Now again, this could be you or this could be somebody that you're dealing with. What do we have for the Knight of Buds? What's 3 cards for the Knight of Buds? Immediately, the Two of Swords fell in reverse, which is all about making a bad choice, disloyalty and misrepresentation. Wow. Virgo, coming in hot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Two of Swords fell in reverse. It's about bad choices. Then we had the Ace of Wands, which talks about a passionate new beginning. So somebody made a bad choice with a new passionate new beginning. Could have been with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. Or this was just you. It could have been you making a bad choice in the past, right? Could have been something that you took action on and it caused a tower moment. Okay? This could have been anything. Always expect the unexpected. Now, when the tower comes, it's a collapse of something, upheaval, destruction, foundational shift. It's like a reality check, okay? Somebody got checked hard. I can already see it. And so, what's the devil with this? The Eight of Swords. I keep wanting to say Seven of Swords. Somebody could have gotten betrayed. I'm feeling that very strongly. Yeah, ego with that peacock. Beware of great pride too. But what is the devil and the Eight of Swords? What is the devil and the Eight of Swords? 3 cards for Virgo. Devil and the Eight of Swords, please. So we have the Six of Wands in reverse. That's victory and success, but in reverse. So we're talking about, and I was saying pride. You guys, I was just saying beware of great pride, and it said pride of riches, delay fear. It's about, it's like the energy of being ignored. Somebody could have been in their head because they felt like they were getting ignored. So then we have the Knight of Cups. Maybe they were or weren't trying to... Hold on, I picked it up like this. Yeah. This could have been in regards to... Okay, so this is somebody who's very sensitive. Also could be vain and moody because they're very idealistic. So they're in their head about how maybe a situation should have been or how they wanted it to be. Therefore, it was all about pride and ego. And so where they were looking for some type of an offer, it may not have come through the way that they expected. Yeah, because then we have the Nine of Swords. Because then it turned into a nightmare. So somebody's living in a nightmare right now. Worrying changes nothing. Decide your next step. This is about anxiety, anguish, hopelessness, worry, imprisonment, victimization. Somebody feels like a victim. Now, here's the thing I'm feeling about this. They're a victim of their own circumstance. They're a victim of the decisions that they made for themselves in the past. Whoever this is. So, what's the moon energy? Let's get 3 cards. What's coming... This could be coming out around the time of the full moon. This is a full moon reading. The full moon, look at that. It's the 8 of Swords again. Somebody's in their head. And they can get themselves out of this energy just as easily as they got themselves in it. But I feel like this could be around the time of the Capricorn full moon. So it seems like you're blocked, but you can still take a step. Jesus. We have the Hierophant is in reverse. Taurus energy. It's because somebody has been making foolish exercise, wavering. They're very vulnerable and they're not acting very like orthodox, not doing things methodical. It's like without rhyme or reason. This is somebody who wants power, but in a manipulative way. And so it's like they're very scattered. And also very like conniving about how they're going to get it. One more. Let's get one more. And it's in regards to a Queen of Cups, or this could be like, or it could be a Queen of Cups. This could be a Queen of Cups that's in power and was being very foolish. This could be coming out. I'm feeling Pisces on this. Or this could have like, or this could be the truth coming out about a situation, about a Queen of Cups. It could be Pisces. It could be any water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or anybody that has that in their chart. Now, she's upright. Everything else around here is fear, anxiety, and whatnot. She's upright. Now, the Queen of Cups upright is very loyal. She's loving. She's imaginative, kind and calm, receptive. She's like the embodiment of like a loving, trustworthy mother, right? She doesn't have to be a mom, but she can have kids. So underneath the deck, clarifying the Two of Wands is the Six of Pentacles, and that's about balance, okay? Sharing your success builds more success. So it's like somebody was thinking about the past and their past actions with the Two of Wands energy, and it's like using those lessons to move forward courageously into the future so that they can balance something out. And it could be financially, because somebody is so stuck in their head right now, worried with fear and anxiety about things that were done in the past and how it's all going to play out now. Somebody also, I don't see it, but I'm feeling it. It's like somebody could be getting karma for something that had been done. But it's with that moon energy, this could all like come out and be illuminated around the time of the full moon on the 10th, which we'll talk about in just a second. So let's get an archetype. What archetypes are we dealing with for Virgo, please? Around the full moon, July 2025. What's the main moon message for Virgo? What do they need to know? Is anything going to come out? Here, we're going to cut it. Bottom of the deck, we have the sustainer. Somebody's been able to sustain something for, up until this point. It's been sustainable. But to sustain something is also simply to maintain, right? To keep it going until you can't hold anything any longer. Sustainable is only sustainable until it can't sustain any more wear and tear, anymore. I'm hearing like neglect, abuse. I don't know why I'm hearing those words, but I am. Top of the deck, we have the Riddle. Something is, yeah, okay, so, we saw unsettled times. There's somebody still has something to figure out. I'm hearing, riddle me this. Riddle me this. Okay, so what are we looking at? So it's the puzzle, the question, the mystery. So there's still some kind of mystery. Something is still unraveling with this story during the time of July 2025 for Virgo. So ponder these cones. The coin that's lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. Who am I? The only way to work with a riddle successfully is to not work. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in Zen Koan. Focusing harder won't do it, neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing it. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. So, when this is like, pulled with light intentions, it's a great awakening, or it means like having an aha moment. Okay? But when in dark, this is about manipulation, deceit, and trickery. See, I've been saying that this entire reading. There could have been some storyline where like it was a friend or a two-faced friend that you can't trust. There could be some announcement that's coming out and it ends up creating some kind of tower moment because of bad decisions that were made in the past, right? Spirit is saying go deeper, practice the Buddhist mindset. I don't know. But like, I feel like, there is somebody that's in fear and having anxiety and worry about like what was done in the past, maybe what someone may or may not know, but definitely what could be revealed here shortly in the future. Now, underlying energy, I see, ultimately it balancing out, but the way that it's going to play out, just like Spirit is saying, is going to be like a riddle. And it could like teach some major lessons in the long run. I'm here. Okay, so I just heard call people out. There could be some people definitely getting called out in this situation, and that's also could be what somebody is fearing. Okay, really, all these cards we're not taking all that. Okay, we're gonna end this with the Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. Just get one last message. Riddle me this. Riddle me this. That's what I keep getting. And that's like when somebody says that, riddle me this, that's like when somebody is like trying to prove a point. That could be the awakening moment, like when somebody, I just heard spills all the beans. So when somebody spills all the beans and lets the cat out of the bag, doesn't matter if they're a friend or not, like somebody's gonna spill the beans, and then it's like that whole riddle me this, like you'll have the answers. It won't be a riddle anymore. So underneath the deck we have Black Dragon from Saturn. We just went into Saturn retrograde during the month of July. We have 4 retrogrades, so we'll talk about that too. Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. So it's about the energy of concentration, focusing on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself, you have passed a test. This is underlying energy, so you could have gotten through all of this or be getting through this, and it's just like, don't beat yourself up, because it is a lot of like really harsh energy that I'm feeling and seeing here, but you're getting through it. Okay, top of the deck we have Air Dragon, helps you rise above earthly matters. Now what's interesting is that you are an earth sign, okay? And typically as an earth sign, you're super grounded. But when there's like heavy energy that's like holding you down, whether you want to or not, in order to get around it, this air dragon is coming in with this energy, helping you to rise above the earthly matters and get you through everything. This is about the energy of communicating honestly. So it brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. In order to get through this, Spirit is saying you need to communicate honestly. Open yourself up. Do not close yourself off. Do not let ego take over and take over your pride. The only way to get through anything is to truly get through it, and that's by being honest, by being transparent. That's really weird that I even said transparent. There's a tarot deck that I really want. It's called Transparent Tarot, and I was just looking at it, and it's weird that just reminded me. But definitely you want to be transparent. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave this at. But now I'm looking back to, you are not your situation. So while you could be attached to this situation, you could have, obviously you're attached in some way, whether it affects you or it's somebody else's situation that you're connected to. You're not just who this situation is or what this situation brought out, okay? You can get past it with the air dragon energy by communicating honestly, okay? So now we're going to go through the predictions. The full black moon is in Capricorn, which is on the 10th, Thursday, July 10th, 7:10. If cannabis, the cannabis community, if you guys know what 7:10 is, it's another kind of holiday. Reaching its peak at 1:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the retrogrades this month on July 4th, Neptune went into retrograde. Then we have Saturn going retrograde on the 13th. Saturn is the planet of karma. People are going to be getting their karma, good and bad, when this happens. Then we have Mercury retrograde that starts on the 18th and goes through August 11th. Virgo, as a sign that is ruled by planet Mercury, you are one of the two signs that are 9 times out of 10 always affected by Mercury retrograde. This rules communication, transportation, and technology. Just be prepared to experience some glitches, snafus. You could have some heavy energy regarding all of that. And again, Spirit is saying make sure that you just communicate honestly in order to get through anything. Then we have Chiron retrograde, which starts on the 30th, and then it runs all the way through January 2nd, 2026. Now, not all retrogrades are bad. Chiron being one of them, it's all about healing. So whatever this is bringing out can still be healed, and that's going to happen towards the end of the month where we start that process. Okay, so then getting into the cards that we pulled for the predictions reading, and this was done in December of 2024, okay? So the first card that we pulled was the Nine of Wands. It was in reverse. So wands, again, are all about fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And it's typically a card about believing in yourself and having the courage to continue, right? It's the wounded warrior energy. But in reverse, it means somebody who's frustrated, anxious. There's some delays. They're just over it, but they're still moving forward. They're just frustrated about it, okay? So, and I get that kind of energy in the spread, to be honest with you. Then underneath the deck for the next set of cards was mending bridges. Someone didn't want to deal with something. But top of the deck is simplifying your life. So this, while somebody doesn't want to deal with something or waste time or energy on someone, to make it easier for yourself, simplify your life. Summer clean, move, like garage sale, donating things while also mending bridges. Finding ways to make money, which is supreme Capricorn energy because they're all about the bag. They're all about the hustle and the grind too. Then the next set of cards were, underneath the deck was the realization card, which is like all about having the key to your next opportunities. And then top of the deck was another 9 card, and it's called assess the situation. So it's somebody who's making a realization, all right, but assessing the situation based on that. Getting ready for a move, not living in survival mode anymore. Someone's done, over it. They're moving forward. Getting a new job, moving to a new school, a new state, or a new relationship. So then the next set of cards was, I think this was the astrological, well, I forget. But it was card number 25, Cat's Claw, underneath the deck. It's all about purification. Somebody's purifying themselves by making these new changes and moving forward. But then top of the deck was the first quarter moon in Capricorn. So Capricorn moon energy again for this month. And it's all about unleashing your kindest self. So this is the energy of unleashing the beast within, but with a kind and courageous heart. Okay, it's not being rawr and, be fearful of me and I'm going to hurt you or anything like that. Or I'm angry. It's more like, I want to show you my passion. I want to show you my love. I want to show you how I can take care of you. And it like that type of energy, okay? So the next set of cards was the Crystal Oracle. Underneath the deck was the Carnelian. So we could be dealing with sexual matters or just the energy of a person's sexuality. But top of the deck was Pink Opal, Reconciliation. Huge theme for this month, especially as we go into Mercury retrograde. Exes tend to come back of any kind. It could be romantic, platonic, past coworkers, bosses, things like that, jobs, situations. But it's all about reconciliation. So somebody could be moving in with another person, a protector, a past person from a relationship, could be dealing with a Libra, could be dealing with anyone born in October. Pink opal assists in quarrels and forgives the past. So then last but not least, I've been playing with Astro Dice since the end of last year. And for this month, we rolled Gemini, First House, and Neptune. So when you combine those three things together, it means keeping your feet on the ground while your head is in the stars. Just don't let your imagination run away with you. So that's where I'm going to leave this at for you, Virgo. I hope that this brought you some clarity, insight, or answers. If so, please make sure to drop a comment in the comments below, like, share, subscribe. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading where we dive down deep into your specific energy, all of my contact information is in the description below this video. Just get a hold of me, book a reading. And as you know, it's together we grow. I always look forward to doing these readings. Make sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars too for additional messages. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your July. I will try to put up another end of July reading for you, like a bonus. So check back often, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace, Virgo.